The GTA 5 modding scene is just getting wilder every month. Just when you think these creators have done it all, they drop another update packed with insane details and tweaks that keep this 10-year-old game feeling fresh and new. Today, we're diving into some of the latest mods that are changing the game once again, starting with Quant 5. That mod has seriously leveled up since the last time we checked it out. The recent updates have overhauled rain reflections with much better screen space reflections. There's even a new shader for puddles that makes reflections more lifelike, and capillary waves now show up even when it's not raining, so you'll see tiny ripples from things like wind or ground vibrations. Last month, he also gave SSAO some attention, improving shadow occlusion with a better radius and darker shadows for stuff in the distance. This month, though, Quant 5 went all in on customization, letting you tweak just about any particle effect you can think of. You can now change burnout smoke, exhaust fire, and even the flash from gun muzzles, down to the size, density, and brightness. Vegetation shadows got a boost too, adding more depth to grass and other plants around Los Santos. Now, let's talk about Natural Vision Evolved, which has also dropped a massive update recently. Just like Quant, they've finally added proper reflections. Now you'll see vehicles, pedestrians, and even parts of the environment reflected on surfaces like car mirrors, which is a big upgrade. You can adjust all these reflections directly from the NVE Reshade menu, and it works both in single player and on 5M servers. The team also overhauled the entire volumetric cloud system, fixing all the annoying transparency issues that used to be around. Now, in cloudy and overcast weather, you'll get proper cloud shadows and even some crazy-looking god rays in overcast conditions. There's also a new vehicle glass shader that adds bump mapping to headlights and taillights on over 100 vanilla vehicles, and yes, I know it's tiny details, but I feel like they add up to make the world feel just that bit more polished. Plus, they revamped vegetation around La Puerta and reworked the hedges as part of the extra vegetation add-on, and to be honest, it makes the area look the way I always imagined it should have in Rockstar's expanded and enhanced version. Also, there are finally new road textures around Cypress Flats and even a rain mist effect that kicks up from your vehicle's tires in rainy weather. And for those who are Platinum supporters, they even released special reworked textures, props, and lighting in LTD gas stations around the map. The whole update feels like they're taking notes on what Rockstar should have done with the enhanced edition, and they're doing it better. And while we're on the topic of graphics mods, Chromatics has been making some big strides as well. This mod might fly under the radar compared to NVE or Quant, but it's packed with features that give the game a fresh, polished look. One of the first things you'll notice is the night sky. It's been reworked. But that's not all. Lighting in Chromatics has been enhanced for both day and night, so you get better overall illumination no matter the weather. And rainy environments also got a major upgrade, with a whole new lighting system. Raindrops are now larger and more noticeable, and the rain intensity has been cranked up. And the team also added 15 new vegetation models, which really bring out the natural landscapes around Los Santos. They also fixed some long-standing cloud issues as well, so now the sky visuals are much smoother and more cohesive. Even small details like puddle sizes were adjusted. They're now reduced during rainy weather for a more realistic look. And they didn't forget about environmental consistency either. The dust effect in Sandy Shores, which always felt a bit off, has been corrected, so it blends better with the environment. Alright, let's take a break from graphics mods and talk about something different, specifically DNX Chiliad Town by Danix. After a few months of silence, this map mod got a fresh update, and it turns the usually empty Mount Chiliad into something completely new. Danix took inspiration from real mountain towns and added a small town right near the top of Chiliad, with winding roads, scenic spots, and places to kick back and enjoy the view. Picture this: two long, twisting roads that climb up to a town with a sheriff's office, a mini-mart, and even a cafe. There's a new lake surrounded by trees, a picnic spot, and just enough space to get a bit of off-road action. The whole area feels alive, with NPCs driving around, camping out, and taking photos of the view, like an actual community right there on Chiliad. And the best part? It all fits into the GTA world so smoothly, you'd think Rockstar added it themselves. This is one of those mods that really makes the world feel different. If you're into scenic drives, mountain vibes, or just exploring a new area that feels like it belongs in the game, game, give DNX Chiliad Town a shot. Alright, now let's switch to something on a whole new level, V Real, a mod a lot of you have been asking about. This one's massive. It goes way beyond just adding a few extras. It practically rebuilds GTA 5 into something that feels like a different game. For those who don't know, V Real is all about bringing real California into the GTA world. They've gone in and added actual California landmarks, like the Crypto Arena and the Ritz-Carlton. So Los Santos now has buildings and areas that look a lot like real spots you'd see in California. Even the cars on the road aren't random models. They're based on vehicles you'd actually spot in the streets, making the traffic feel more believable. The team keeps it up to date by regularly changing things like billboards, ads, and textures to match what's going on in the real world. So as things change in Los Angeles, those updates roll into the game too, keeping it current. And just like all the previous mods I mentioned, V Real is pretty easy to install, even if you're not super experienced with mods. The latest update brings a ton of new features and improvements, making the world feel even more immersive. They've reworked interiors for popular spots like In-N-Out, Starbucks, and KFC, giving each one a realistic touch based on their real-life counterparts. New animated billboards have been added in areas like Madame Tussauds and Disney, which add even more life to the cityscape. For Vine Tower, 2 new luxury apartments are now available, complete with enterable interiors. On the vehicle side, several stock cars have been swapped out for real-life counterparts that fit better with California's vibe, like adding a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am and Ford Mustang RTR as race rewards. The modders didn't just stop at visuals, they also included gameplay tweaks, like a new feature to disable the speedometer and hide stats from the HUD, plus set opening times for interiors so you can only access them during specific hours, making it feel more like a real city. Let me know what you think about reimagining GTA 5's world into a real California setting. Is this what you're into, or do you prefer a more lore-friendly approach to modding? In the last video, we covered some awesome custom animations and script mods, and this one's no different. Recently, we got a mod by Wolffire that brings back the classic drive-by animation from GTA 4, a feature that was really missing in 5. With this mod, you can lean out of the passenger window and fire at enemies, giving you that gritty old-school vibe from Liberty City. Sure, there are a few issues, like the animations sometimes clipping through the car roof or getting stuck when rotating, but it's nothing game-breaking. Cops can even use the animation too, which looks a bit odd at times, but yeah, it's still pretty cool overall. If you've missed that badass drive-by style from GTA 4, this mod is definitely worth checking out. Another script mod worth mentioning gives us a small glimpse of what GTA 6 might feel like. I know that sounds odd, but hear me out. The Action Gear mod introduces an inventory wheel that lets you manage items like meds, armor, food, drinks, and even some parts of your character's clothing. If that sounds familiar, it's because something similar was shown in the GTA 6 leaks, which is why I'm saying this mod lets us experience a tiny slice of what's to come. But jokes aside, this mod is seriously impressive. Beyond the inventory features I mentioned, it also adds vehicle actions like controlling the engine, doors, windows, indicators, and hazard lights. It's packed with features that bring a new layer of interactivity to GTA 5, and if you're into mods that add depth to gameplay, this one's a must-try. Lively World Expansion just got a new update, and it's as solid as the last one. They've added some vegetation to the Tatavia Mountains, and you can even choose how dense it is, just like in the previous updates. West Eclipse Boulevard also got a bit of love with new greenery to make it look more lively, and Sandy Shores had its vegetation improved to fit the desert vibe better. They've also made the installation process easier by combining some of the setup files, and there are a few bug fixes to keep things running smoothly. If you're into mods that subtly enhance the map, you'll probably want to give this one a try. And speaking of vegetation, this month, Larceus released the Dead Vegetation mod, which replaces the main vegetation in the game with a dead, withered look. It completely transforms the atmosphere, giving the game a vibe of late autumn or winter. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this kind of aesthetic since I prefer a more vibrant and lively look for the game. But I have to admit, it's a very interesting change. And for those who enjoy playing with snow-enabled, this mod could definitely enhance the realism and create a more immersive experience. Let me know if there are any other mods I should check out and mention in the next videos. Thanks for watching till the end. Have a great day, and see you in the next one.